What's up? This is Boxingwave. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Floyd Mayweather is officially gone now too. We all know yesterday, Richard Schaefer leaves Goldenboy, and last night, it was announced that Floyd Mayweather was leaving as well. Okay, he's no longer going to do any type of business with Oscar De La Hoya. Um, Usually, Goldenboy promotes his fights ever since he's been with Showtime, and he's always dealing with Richard Schaefer. So it made sense for him to go. Plus, we all heard the rumors about them joining forces with Haymon and starting their own promotional company. So it all makes sense. All right. No surprise there. Now, is this good news? And I'm speaking about Floyd Mayweather. I'm not going to speak on all the other fighters that are Haymon fighters. This has nothing to do with them, okay? This video, at least this part of the video, is solely based on Floyd Mayweather Jr. Is this bad news? I really don't think so, because he wasn't fighting top-ranked fighters anyway. Okay, he wasn't going to fight Pacquiao. He wasn't going to fight Tim Bradley. All right, Tim Bradley already said it himself, and as long as he said as long as he's with Bob Arum, he would never fight Floyd Mayweather. Okay, Pacquiao, he doesn't say anything, but he does whatever his boss tells him to do, and Floyd Mayweather is not in the picture right now. Okay, so who cares? If he doesn't fight top-ranked fighters. I mean, he wasn't going to anyway. All right, now that he's left Goldenboy. All right, and this is, I read you guys' comments. First of all, you guys got to start watching the videos before you leave comments. Stop looking at the title and just leave the comments. I can tell because I say certain things several times in videos, and you guys will come here and you read the title, and you're like, oh, you jump in and then you just go off with the mouth. You guys are not even listening to what I'm saying. All right. As far as a lot of everyone's an expert. Everyone swear they know what's going on. Okay. As far as the Haymon fighters, and who's on Goldenboy and who's strictly Haymon fighters. Okay. We all know that Haymon has the majority of the fighters. No, it didn't take a rocket science to notice that. All right. We all know that already. How do you guys know that everyone's contract is the same? All the fighters that's been on Goldenboy that has Haymon as their advisor. How do you know every single fighter has the same contract? We don't know that, all right? We don't know which fighters are actually Goldenboy and is going to be stuck with Goldenboy. We don't know. We don't know that for sure. Okay, all of the fighters that's Haymon fighters, we don't know if they're strictly Haymon. We don't know if all of their contracts are the same. I'm sure the most recent signings of Haymon, I'm pretty sure that they are strictly Haymon fighters. You know why? Because they were planning this all along already. Okay, they was planning the separation. No one knows because the research is not out there on the internet. We don't know the details of each fighter's contract. Okay, now as far as the fighters that are strictly Goldenboy, all right, that are not Haymon fighters, what I would like, I'm asking the YTBC, besides Canelo Alvarez and a few others, what fighters are Goldenboy fighters that are not Haymon fighters? Okay, we need to find that out. I need to find that out. I'm gonna do research myself. I haven't had time to, but we all need to find that out because we're all making videos and all of the fans are making comments and we're all talking about it, and no one really knows which fighters are strictly Goldenboy fighters and not Haymon besides Canelo Alvarez. All right, that's obvious. We don't know which fighters, okay, that Goldenboy is going to keep. Okay, now let's say Floyd doesn't fight. He already fought Canelo. So let's say Floyd. Who is Floyd missing out on that's on Goldenboy that is not an Haymon fighter? Okay, I don't see why this is big news. Okay, it's not news to me. I don't know why it's not. I'm making the video to talk about it, but I'm just trying to address Floyd. Floyd fighting only Al Haymon fighters. He's only limited himself to difficult fights, in my opinion. Okay, because I don't know who you guys wanted Floyd to see, but besides Pacquiao and Timothy Bradley, I did not want to see Floyd fight anyone else over there at Top Rank. Okay, I would like to see the Sergio Martinez fight. I made a video about that, but he is not a Top Rank fighter. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't see why that's not possible. Martinez is signed to Lou DiBella, so I don't see why that fight, I don't see the problem with that fight. Another thing is, the other three fighters that I wanted Floyd to fight was Thurman, Porter, and Lara. Those are Al Haymon fighters. These guys probably have more of a shot to fight Floyd more than ever now. That Floyd is going to stick to just Al Haymon fighters. If that's even true. We don't know. Okay? There's other promoting companies out there other than Top Rank and Goldenboy. They're not major, but there are other promoters out there. There's other fighters out there. There's plenty of other fighters that's neutral. I don't see, as far as Floyd's situation, I don't see why it's a big deal, because he wasn't fighting Pacquiao and he wasn't fighting Bradley. But he can still fight Thurman. He can still fight Lara. He can still fight Porter. All right, those are three fights I want to see. He can still probably fight Sergio Martinez. So I don't see the big deal about Floyd Mayweather. Now, on the other end of it, this is where the fans get screwed. What happens with Goldenboy? Okay, Oscar is set to end this Cold War, but he's ending the Cold War with no fighters. Which fighters are strictly Goldenboy? How do we find that out as fans? How do we find out which fighters are, even the ones that's under Al Haymon, which fighters are still going to be fighting under Goldenboy, and which fighters are strictly Al Haymon? That's what I was trying to bring up, okay? We don't know that, all right? And if you guys know for each fighter, every fighter that's an Al Haymon fighter, if you guys know the answer to that, please let me know. Or make a video. If you don't make videos, make one video where you can say in detail which fighters are sticking with, or that's neutral, or that's going to, obviously they're signed to Al Haymon. And, some of them are fighting for Goldenboy. So which fighters, does it mean that all of the fighters that's with Al Haymon will fight only Al Haymon fighters? Or are they going to be still promoted by Goldenboy? Because only one fighter so far said he's not fighting for Goldenboy, and that's Floyd Mayweather. Like, there's nothing. This is all speculation at this point. It's just the first day. Right? It's been 24 hours since Floyd announced it. Doesn't mean like all of the fighters are not going to fight with Goldenboy fighters. Like, you know what I'm saying? And we don't even know which fighters are on which side yet. We don't know that. Okay. I think, guys, people need to slow down a little bit. Just slow down. Let's wait and see what happens, Things could get worse, but things could get better, too. You never know, You never know, Floyd, I don't care what he does, okay? Floyd is on his way out. He has 3 fights left, okay? I don't care if he doesn't want to fight Manny Pacquiao. I don't care if he doesn't want to fight Tim Bradley. I mean, who cares? Who cares? You guys still care about that? Come on. I mean, who cares? Okay? Floyd is not the only boxer in the sport. So, and he's only just making it, now he's putting his back against a wall, because there's only a few guys. I mean, even Amir Khan, throw him in there. Even Amir Khan, in my opinion, I made several videos. I tell you all the time, I don't think Amir Khan is an easy fight for him either. Okay? I don't think none of the guys I made, Sergio Martinez, all these guys, I don't think any of them are easy fights for Floyd. Okay? So, I think everybody needs to calm down a little bit. All right? Let's see what happens. Just calm down. Let's see what happens. Floyd is one fighter. Okay? Now, what could be bad is that all these other fighters that are strictly Al Haymon fighters. Okay, this is the bad news. All these fighters that are strictly Al Haymon, strictly, not Golden Boy, guys that are not going to be fighting under Golden Boy promotions anymore. Okay, other than Floyd Mayweather. Most likely they will never fight a top ring fighter neither. Okay, it's a domino effect. If that happens, that's bad. That's bad news. Not Floyd Mayweather, but all the other fighters. We don't know that yet. No one has spoke out about it. Okay, all right. That would be the Cold War Part 2. Okay, that's if Al Haymon, Richard Schaefer, all these guys decide to take over Mayweather Promotions. Like everyone is speculating. All right, it's too early to call anything. That's what I'm saying. All right. So anyway, that's my thoughts. I care. I really care about Mayweather. Right? I really don't care. I mean, I care about Mayweather. Of course, I'm a big fan of Mayweather, but I don't care about him not fighting guys that's not Al Haymon fighters. I don't really care about that because there are good Al Haymon fighters. There's 3 of them in particular that I want to see. Maybe 4, maybe 5. You know, I don't really care. You know, if he doesn't fight Pacquiao, right? That's his own legacy. If he don't want to fight Pacquiao, he don't want to fight his biggest rival of his career, then that's on him. All right, that's on him. All right. If he doesn't want to fight Tim Bradley, that's on him. If he doesn't want to fight Sergio Martinez, that's on him. All right. So I think everybody needs to calm down. It's day one. Let's find out what's gonna happen. You know, let's look at the next few months. Let's see what happens in September. He's not gonna be on the Golden Boy. He's a Showtime. He's on the Showtime. He's with Showtime. But let's see what happens. Now, who's gonna be promoting this fight? I'm interested to know. Is it going to be Mayweather Promotions? Are they going to do the job? This is going to be a massive fight, you know. Usually Golden Boy is taking care of the business. Richard Schaefer. Let's see what happens with Richard Schaefer and Al Haymon and all these guys. Let's see what they do in September. I'm interested, and I want to see what happens with all of the other fighters and which fighters are Golden Boy and Al Haymon or strictly Al Haymon. If that's even you know, exists. Does that even exist? You know, we don't know. At least I don't know. All right. If you guys know exactly which fighter is which, let me know. All right. Peace.